Okay, put this together. Had to press this on a little with the press just a little. It was tough on the tough to get over the shaft, but I think that's all right. So now put the other side together. Here's kind of a before and after of the hardware cleaned up for the upper fulcrum end nuts and washers there, and as well as the bolts that go through. I couldn't live with this not being painted, so I painted that up and I put it all together loosely, and I think I have it all right. This ball joint was quite loose, but I think that'll push up. I pushed it in a little bit harder by hand and it did seem to tighten up, so hope we're good there. The seal here, there's a tapered and non-tapered seal, and I think I actually have the right seals. Both of my trunnions have the tapered top now. So I think I'm gonna put some oil in here and install. Okay, I have the top wishbone in loosely, ball joint just loose. I'm gonna put the vertical link on. I think there's a lot of ways to put this together, but I'm gonna do this in hopes of not spilling all the oil out of the trunnion. Okay, still all loose. I can pivot these if I need to. And I think I can lift this up, put the trunnion on, then put the bolt through and not spill too much. Oil is in. A little trouble getting this nut to turn with the nylock without rotating the ball joint. So after trying a few different things, I found this clamp works pretty well. Just pushing the ball or the vertical link up into the ball joint so it grabs onto the shaft and I can turn the nut. Okay, vertical link is in. I was a little worried this angle is more than 3 degrees, but I set up and measured it, and it's I can measure 5 degrees, which is 2 degrees is within my measurement error, so I guess it's okay. This guy's a little hard to turn now that the spring is on it. I was also a little worried because I had a puddle under it overnight, but I'm hoping that's just oil that was on the side that dripped down overnight and it didn't drain out the bottom. It seems like it's one piece here, but there is a little groove there. So I have to watch and worry about that now. But getting close to having the front side, driver's side done. Putting the passenger side together now. And this is my spring compressor that I showed before, but I'm just again amazed that the length of that rod is perfect. I mean, it could be half a nut longer because I have to push up slightly to put this nut on, and then I can compress. You can't get the rod too long and have it, because then you start hitting in the fender here, or you could have it stick out the bottom, but then you have to know how far to feed the nuts on. So this is turns out to work pretty nicely, and this side has the same angular look to it, but I guess it's correct. The only thing I could do to change it would be to move these lower wishbones back to the other hole just above the head of the bolt there. And same on this side, but that might be too much. And I have these things correct. This big swoop goes towards the front of the car. And I found that repeated many times, and it's the way it came apart. So that's the way it's going to be, I guess. Spring is in now. The only real trouble is getting the plate by this bumper bracket. It's be a lot easier without that bumper on, but you can pull it outward, get it above the bracket, and then let it swing back in. And otherwise, not too bad. The only other trouble I had is I got this upper bushing, shock bushing thing wedged in there the wrong way, and the spring was getting that lip, so I had to take it down and straighten that out, but not too bad overall. The worry of the fluid leaking out, I think I don't have to worry, because this side obviously had nothing come out, and this thing is still really hard to turn once that spring tension is on it. It was very free before I and now it's definitely tougher to turn. So I hope that's right. Yeah, I have the grease catcher on and the brake back plate. Tapped all the holes and chased the threads and all the bolts. This guy's got the nut on the back to hold the back plate. So I have to torque these and then fold the tabs, and then I'll be putting in new bearings and the hub on. Okay, it's time to put new bearings in the hubs. I've never done this before, but it seems straightforward enough. I found these Timken part numbers on a blog or Triumph site, and I just assumed the guy was right and ordered them. Thankfully, it looks like he was right. I compared the new ones with the old ones, and the sizes seem to be the same, so I think I'm good on that. Those are the part numbers for those two, the bearings, and then the outer race are those part numbers for those two. And I took out these two from this hub. It's pretty easy. They have those two recesses in there where you can get a punch in and work it back and forth and knock it out, which I've done. I have yet to do this one. And then I have to press in the new outer race, which I think I might try doing with the old one. We'll see. That was a smashing success. I've got the new one in there. I pressed it in using the old one, and then when I got to the edge where maybe you can see there it starts to be a pressed fit, I turned this over. It's got a little chamfer on it, and that allowed me just to finish off the last little bit. So a couple more to go. Hopefully they go as well. Both hubs are done. It was very easy, probably 10, maybe 15 minutes all told, taking out the old ones and putting the new ones in. I loose fitted on the axle and it fits. I gotta soak this grease seal in oil, and then I'll be ready to put it together. I have to re-tap these holes for the disc. I'll put that on and almost done.